I think for me, my interpretation of like why meditation is important was wrong. I think like my interpretation of spirituality was like kind of wrong because I I have learned that meditation isn't for you to just like escape this reality. It's for you to remember who you always have been and then learn how to integrate that in your current life experience here on earth. I think that meditation is very much needed because you get to quiet your mind, or at least I get to quiet my mind, and I get to just feel the pulsing heartbeat of the earth, of Mother Gaia, like she's called in certain interpretations. I get to hear the echoes of cars driving by on the highway or on the road. I get to hear the mumbles of conversations amongst me. I get to hear, I'm in the park, so I get to hear like little kids play in the park and just be a kid and just scream and laugh and play with these daisies over here on the floor, on the ground. I get to feel sun's warmth on my face. I get to hear the buzzing of bugs and bees and all kinds of insects. I get to be present. I get to be alive. I get to be grateful to hear other people's voices. See? So yeah, like I think just being alive and being well, meditation helps with that. Throughout my spiritual journey, I've also learned how to empathize with people and how to observe people who are in their own life experience. They're their own universe experiencing themselves and allowing God to express through them in whatever way they see fit. But the reason I say the universe is because that's what we all are. We're aspects of the universe. And when it comes to astrology and numerology and planets and all the astrological signs, that is literally the collective consciousness expressing its way in those different forms, in those different energy formats. And if you see repeating numbers in your reality, that means you're being calibrated to the highest version of yourself. You're being calibrated to the most balanced, most stable, most neutral position in your life. Like if you see 777, 888, look up those meanings, because that is the frequency that you're resonating on. This was kind of random, but yeah, I'm just out here in nature. I'm just enjoying being alive, and I'm enjoying observing and feeling the chaotic energy that may be around me, but also still able to just sit in it and to just like feel alive and be alive and really to be unbothered by it, because it's ultimately what we're supposed to do. Hold on. Anywho, yeah, I think just I kind of don't really remember what I was saying because I paused the video. 333, look up that angel number. So angel numbers, yeah. Angel numbers I think are a crucial part of awakening and just like, I don't know, I just think it really helps with spirituality, honestly, in my opinion, because I think having those signs and wonders, which is mentioned in the Bible, I think, speaking of the Bible, it's to be decoded. Not everything is literal in the Bible, but going back to angel numbers, I think they're really important, and I think they should be part of people's spirituality. I think they should be part of people's interpretation of life and where they are at in life. And that's my take on numerology. When it comes to astrology, again, I think like when it comes to signs and energy, sorry for the interference if you hear people talking in the background. I just got to get this message out. But when it comes to astrology and when it comes to signs and stuff like that, I think that is how energy is expressed. Like if someone is a Libra or something, then that's just how their energy is going to be expressed. They're all about balance, right? If someone is an Aries, they're very like, like you're going to listen type of energy. I don't know. But the point is, I think when it comes to astrology, I think it's just how energy is displayed and embodied. So yeah, that's just my take on astrology. Yeah, but I'm just out here outside in nature, just observing life and people and places and things, and just having an appreciation for all of it. um Again, sorry for any interference if you hear in the background. I'm still uploading this video. It's to the point where like I've been holding myself back in so many different aspects. Like only you can be your worst enemy. And so I'm over it. This is gonna be a YouTube video. This is just a chit chat, like my take on meditation, astrology, all those things. I think everything is neutral, but at the same time there is meaning behind it. And if you look at the laws of the universe, I think it's the law of cause and effect. Like if you do something, you know, there's gonna be a reaction to it. And there's some other laws of the universe that I can't really remember, but there's also karma. Karma is a real thing, you know. If you do something with a negative low vibrational intention behind it, best believe it's gonna come back to you. So that's why I think it's important to do everything with love, everything with care, everything with intention, because that is the ultimate like lesson in life, to do things with consciousness and to do things consciously. Like for example, I'm not vegan yet, or I'm not fully vegan. I still very much like eating poultry and meat, food with meat in it. But if you know that you ate a burger and a living being had to be unalive for you to eat that burger, it just hits you differently when you are at a certain level of consciousness. Yeah, it just hits you differently when you're at ooh, look at the sun. It just hits you differently when you're at a certain level of consciousness. And I'm working towards at least like limiting how much meat products I eat. I don't know, like not products, but just how many meals that I eat with meat in it. But then I also think about like I still want to go to the gym. I still want to build like more muscle and more glutes, and it's like we've been programmed to think that only meat has the amino acids and stuff in there for supporting muscle growth. But I believe that there's more out there, and there's more where you can get the source from other than just meat. I'll find out somehow, some way. Yeah. So I kind of don't, I don't really remember how this video started, but I was like, you know, I'm just gonna try something where I just start recording. I think I've been so afraid from like being programmed by like family members where they're like, oh, you have to, you know, and people around me like, oh, you can't just like, it has to be planned, you have to do this. I'm sorry, but some of the world's greatest like inventions, or some of the world's greatest people, like their birth was not planned. Some things, some ideas, some creative endeavors that you have, they might not be planned. You just might do it. You just might start doing it out of nowhere. And so that's why I always ask God to like guide my tongue, guide my actions, guide my thoughts, and guide my existence on what I'm gonna do, because sometimes I get this like inspiration to just record, and then there are times when I'm like, nah, I'm afraid that such and such is gonna see me, or they're gonna think I'm weird. And I'm like, bro, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. The more and more you prolong like something that is supposed to happen for you in your life, the more like sad and depressed you're gonna feel in your soul, because you know what you should be doing, but instead you're doing something else. And I think that's important to realize, that if your soul is telling you something and it's literally gonna not only benefit you but other people around you and the rest of humanity, you need to do it. Like that is the call. That is your soul urge, like your soul essence. That is the call. Don't worry about like how you're gonna do it. Just ask God, guide me step by step. At least that's what I'm learning. With my Saturn in Aries, I am really learning about discipline, and it's my Saturn return, and so I'm relearning and reparenting myself. and I'm bringing the spiritual into the practical confirmation. I'm bringing the spiritual into the practical, like, life. Can you please? Like, I'm trying to record. Okay. I'm bringing the spiritual and the practical into the real 3D reality, you know? And so I have learned that it's important to be patient and to have discipline and to sorry, someone just stopped like right over there, so I think I'm gonna have to stop this video. No, you know what, I'm gonna still record anyway. I've learned that having patience, I'm still gonna have to learn how to like have patience and stuff like that. And I'm also I think the lady's like is breastfeeding her kid, so I'm gonna have to like relocate or something. And that's another thing too. I want to talk about, like, you don't plan for stuff like that. Like, you can't plan for a lady needing to feed her kid, like, you know, breastfeeding. I can't plan for that. I can't plan for the kid who's gonna probably be screaming in this video, but I am gonna keep talking, and I am gonna keep delivering this message, and I am gonna not edit it, because that is life. And I think what we've been taught too is that life, like, I think it's because, I don't want to say it's because of social media, but then again, I think it might be because of social media and just all the other ways that we've been programmed into thinking this has to be perfect, this has to be there, da 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 da. No, sometimes, like, if you're gonna, I've never given birth before, at least not yet, but sometimes, like, if you're gonna give birth, you might have to give birth right here on the floor. Okay, you might have to give birth right there in the car. So moving forward, oh my gosh, is that a hummingbird? Yeah, I think that was a hummingbird. But yeah, moral of the story, I think that it's really important for me right now, especially like with my Saturn and Aries, to be disciplined. And I hope this is not rambling to anyone who's listening. I've coded this video for only the people who find me. Like, I'm not putting any hashtags or anything. I'm literally just putting a title, 1212 on the clock. I'm really working on posting more on my The High and Lex YouTube. So yeah, but basically, what I've been learning is to be disciplined and to be patient and to have practical steps in moving forward. I've spent so much time like in my head about, oh, I want to do this, or this would be nice, this would be cool, that would be cool, blah 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 blah, and nothing ever gets done. And then a year or 2 years go by, and I'm like, wow, I really could have done that, or that was a great idea, or whatever. Anywho, sorry, I'm just making sure like we don't really get the background, we just get me. But yeah, like, okay, I think she left finally, not in a bad way, like, their presence was very much appreciated, but it's just like, yeah, did I get everything else out? I think that was really it. Yeah, just talking about discipline and talking about, you know, creating real solid structures and really just tuning into my own inner sovereignty, because your inner world reflects your outer world. So the more you do inner work, the better your life will get. Like, that's the one thing that I personally had to learn. Like, I know I had people and figures in my life like kind of teach me that in a sense, but to literally hear your inner world, I don't know, I just picked the stick up, just don't mind. Your inner world reflects your outer and external world, okay? Just know that. I'm really loving the glow. Also, I got some skincare products on the way. I am so excited to try them. But you know what is another thing too? Eating your skincare. And that's something else that I really want to work on. My health. I want to juice. I want to do a lot of things that are going to help clean me from the inside out. Your inner world reflects your outer reality. Anywho, I think that is the message. I don't think it's rambling. 1414 on the clock. I think if this message made sense to you, if you are also working on, sorry if you see my nose hairs and stuff like that. I'm a girl, okay? Like, I take care of myself. I do my maintenance and everything. But the point is, I think girl maintenance is very much important. Even if it's like a little, like, even if you just trim your peach fuzz, or you shave your underarms, or like you trim down there, or if you have nose hair, I think it's okay if you have that. I mean, cool. And if you take care of that, cool. I do my best to take care of that. And I'm shining, I'm glowing. Is it me, or is like my skin like glowing? Anyway, life is amazing. We are here on this planet, I think, to uplift the vibration and to, yeah, I think we're here to uplift the vibration of the planet and of the world. And that's what I'm here for. So I'm going to keep making these videos. I'm going to keep taking my free time to make this kind of these kind of expressional videos. I don't want to say content, I want to say expressional videos, because this is how my soul decides to express itself on a wonderful Saturday evening. And if you're tuned in, I hope you enjoyed my perspectives on what I had to say. And just know that, like, being able to take in other people's perspectives broadens your perspective. It makes you closer to, I think it makes you closer to your higher self. I think it makes you closer to God. And I think it makes you closer to humanity, because everyone is God experiencing itself in its own story. And so when you, sorry, there's a bug. When you realize that, when you internalize that, and you know that, and you operate and embody that knowing, you move differently. You treat yourself differently, like better. You treat everyone around you better. You treat everything just better, because it's like, oh, that's what this is for. That's why we're here. We're here to experience this life through the eyes of this vessel. This vessel for me called Alexis. That's my actual name, Alexis, but I go by the High End Lex on the socials. So I hope you enjoyed this chit chat with me, and yeah.